questions to be addressed. So we're very happy you have suggested this. And we have another suggestion from another affiliate member for innovation and for what Eduardo was mentioning, because I think we have to be, to get other resources to design new products and services in tourism through scientific, in the scientific domain, we will find a lot of elements to do so. So I think that's going to be actually quite exciting. And this is all because we will have plenty of time to discuss. You will have a look, if you have a look at the program, you will, and there you just can ask anything. We are here to discuss, to talk, to listen to each other. That's what we want to do, to achieve through this plenary session. Thank you very much.
We have a very clear outline of the action plan. The opportunity for to everyone during the plenary. And we want you to take note of the provisions within this action plan, and for in your presentations to make suggestions and give us guidance further as we seek to fine-tune the action plan for implementation in full next year. For us now is our keynote presentation, Marketing Innovation and the Future of Tourism. And we have with us Professor Luis Montigno, and we invite him now, a very eminent and qualified practitioner as well as theoretician in the field. Professor?
Thank you. Mariot and Bargalust for the locals, welcome. And incheck is Ek. Incheck is Ek? Love. Okay, so I'm going to speak here, unfortunately, because you don't have a lapel, but anyway, I don't sit, I just walk. I know, but you can hear me anyway. Thank you so much for inviting me, Edmund and Yolanda, and of course, Eduardo. Very pleased to be here, and also to see old faces like Professor Hawkins. Donald, good to see you again. Well, because your tummies must be rumbling, and you probably had a very long morning, yes?
Yes.
So I'm going to be very quick, and I'm going to ask, can you hear me there or not? Yes? Oh my God. Next time. Okay. So I am going to ask Yolanda to pass on whoever wants the presentation, and I'm going just to summarize. I don't need the slides anyway, but I'm going just to talk a little bit about a myriad of trends. Three major building blocks. Eduardo talked about the fabric of society. I will be talking about social values a little bit, about consumer behavior, how we are changing our behavior, and then of course the changing face of technology. My God, when I did my PhD, early 80s, I finished my PhD, I did a lot of statistical modeling using perforated cards. Nowadays, the pace of change is unbelievable. So I'll be talking about, lots of things like personal informatics, holographic laptops, etc. And one of my own projects, wearable tech to detect human emotions. All that applied to tourism. Lilith is going to pass on the slides. So there are many, many, many changes. I just put here three blocks. One is about social relations. What happened there? Something else. So clearly there is a lot of flexibility, more and more individualism in our society. The aging of society, just to give you an idea, in Europe, in about 4 years from now, we are expecting at least about 60% of the population over 50 years of age. So really the demographic profile is changing. Nowadays we got more and more what we call patchwork families, blended families, remarrying, children from this side, children from that side, single households. In the UK, 1/8 of all the households based on one person. And we've got serial partnerships, You've got also jobs, and nowadays, for instance, by someone reaches the age of 34 in Britain, for instance, they would have had probably 19 different jobs. So it's not like in my generation, Eduardo's generation, a job for life. So we've got fracture, career paths, etc. Flexi jobs, we've got a new concepts, for instance, business colonies, flat organizations. There is a project, we're going to bring the right people to work on that project. When it's finished, either physically, digitally, and mixed, they disband. So completely different things. And of course, new retirement age, age of 70. All this makes that the new consumer will be completely different. So what about the tourism? Like human beings, more and more tourists will be having a fluidity in terms of personality. Fluid identity, identity, electronic. For instance, are you in Facebook? Yeah. Are you in LinkedIn? More serious in LinkedIn and then very relaxed on Facebooks. We have different. Do you have an avatar? Second Life? Oh, you don't have any immersive environments. So we have lots and lots of fluid identity. We are more educated. Nowadays, to have an undergraduate degree, so what? Maybe we have all to have a PhD. I'm not sure. More educated, more multicultural, knowledgeable. We have more and more of a sixth sense. Oh my God. I've got a strong voice. Freedom, flexibility. We are much more experimentalism. We want to experiment. Clearly volatile. Our consumer behavior is becoming more and more chaotic, non-linear. Volatility is really the word for the future. More awkward. The paradox of choice. We are, if in any nowadays with the self-configured travel, if you're looking for a product, you've got so many choices, so many permutations, sometimes can be even baffled for the human being. You've got simplicity. More and more people are looking for simplicity. So all these are examples of traits of the tourist of tomorrow. Lilith? So obviously more daring, more experimentalism. So frontierism is really one of the major issues in tourism in the future. Lilith? Lilith? What about travel? Look at that. We're talking already for the next probably 5-7 years. A number of low-cost airlines are experimenting with budget air travel. I don't see Yolanda using one of those seats. Yolanda, would you like to stand down or stand up and budget travel? No, not for Yolanda. Lilith? But we're going to have windows like that, using OLED panoramic views, OLED for organic light emitting diode. We're going to have this, windowless planes, which will give you a panoramic view of the sky. And by the year 2050, Lilith, we are talking about having panoramic windows like this. Incredible. I won't be alive, but anyway, some of you will. So you're going to travel by plane having these panoramic views. Lilith? Let me just contradict, because I like Eduardo's talk, but I just have to contradict one thing. There is already a prototype in California, a flying car. Okay, so we have many new means of transportation, flying cars. We can have even a backstrapped, jet propulsion pack that allows you to fly over the traffic at 20 miles. In the city, you've got Donald chairing a session on city tourism. We've got a huge myriad of transportation modes that are coming in the future. And of course, Japan is one of the big players. Okay, Lilith. And Donald, because he likes to travel and now is sort of semi-retired, you'll be one of the first to go to this outer space hotel and casino. Okay, the interpreter is going to have a hard time. But okay, Lilith. So, what you do much more important where you do it. Experiences, not destinations. Experiences, authenticity, or if you want in tourism, authentic-seeking. So all these are trends in consumer behavior. And as I told you before, more and more non-linear, chaotic consumer behavior. Yes, you can fly on low-cost Ryanair, you can have grab lunch at McDonald's, and you can stay at the Radisson Blu. Clearly, the same individual. Or you can have unique experiences. Isabel, I'm sure you would like to go and have dinner with your boyfriend or your husband in a restaurant like that, up in the sky. Lilith? Reversible rooms, hotel rooms, where you can use augmented reality, virtual reality, combining both, mixed reality, digital wallpaper, incredible. Personalization. Hotel categorization also has to change. We cannot be based more on really facilities as to be on the degree of service. Although the personalized factor is important. At the moment, they are more or less the same. Radisson, Hilton, whatever you're talking about, they are the same. So we need to find that unique differentiation, and of course, service and human factor, or the technology, will be a major differentiation factor. Also, people more and more will question and ask, why do you want to go there? And clearly, how would you like to spend your holiday? But more and more, we need to analyze, what is the experience you are thinking? What are you giving back to the destination? What are you giving back to the people, the host population? This is very important. The why and the how will be. And this is traveling, or profound travel. Lilith? So, a lot of social values and human values, like eco-chic, it's very, very nowadays, and it's going to be a trend for the future. People really become, but with the 5-star treatment. Also, digital detox, holidays free of technology. Don't use your iPhone, don't use your computer. So clearly, tech-free travel and digital detox, and more people are really looking at that very seriously. Now, because of the 6 years of crisis and austerity, there is a lot of what we call crowded house redux, people living back with the families, 3 generations, and we're going to have. On the other hand, because of the fracture demographic and families trend, we're going to have what we call friends, almost like a family, families traveling together. Communal leisure as well will be a trend in terms of social values. This here is an example, for instance, billboards, the pollution of having billboards with messages, with marketing, which people really do not pay any attention, even if you have near-field technology to use, being replaced with Wi-Fi enabled bamboo gardens. Some hotels are already in the forefront. This is an example of the Crown Plaza in Copenhagen, where you have geothermal wells, and you're going to have eco rooms, and of course solar powers. A number of hotels are using wind. But it's all about what I call E3. And of course, number 1 is emotion. Emotion is becoming at the forefront of how people lead their lives and look at products and seek for experiences. So the future of tourism is based on emotion. And of course, with it, emotion, experience, and exchange rates as well. Lilith? So, obviously, the perfect touch, any touch point, every time a tourist or a consumer touches something related to the macro tourism product, you can either subtract the experience or you can add to the experience. That's why feelings and the emotions are based on that experience. And this is very important. So, it's more about what you do and not as much what you say. Lots and lots of tourists, like outside tourism, they have a lot of silly ploys, messages and advertising. Yerevan, which is true, you know, the destination of the smile. And people are nice, but if you do that to actually a city, we actually had, you know, Nizhny Novgorod in Russia, where people do not smile, you are just using a silly ploy and met expectations. So it's really more about what you do, experience authenticity. So what about now the technologies? Many technologies that are influencing the future of tourism. Lilith, digital and human technologies. What is important is to blend these technologies as well with the tourism experience that people are seeking. This is very important. And of course, new business models that are appearing all the time. You all know about parallel economies, people staying at different accommodation and bypassing traditional markets, Airbnb. We all for the future of tourism. This is an example in Dublin, Tourism Information Office technology being implemented, and also the importance of integration with the issue about sustainability. In fact, sustainability is not enough. We need to talk more and more in the future what I call sustain agility. Because people talk a lot about ability, sustainability, but we're talking about put your money where your mouth is. Sustain agility. And this is very important. Personal informatics nowadays is incredible. The amount of data that they get from you and me, from everybody, any touch point, any scanning technology, and how to bring together what we call the digital, the physical world, the blending with the digital world. And in fact, nowadays, more and more, there's a trend of what we call, not there, realitocracy, where people want, for instance, did you ever send a letter to your mother? A letter? Did you ever write a letter to your mother? Never, of course. The book, a page, a book? Okay. People are actually now reversing back. No, I want a book. I don't want to read a Kobo, sorry. I don't want, I want to read a book. I want to write a letter. So incredible, this really strange counter trend in terms of social values. So clearly, we're talking about this allows to tailor new indicators. You can have a detailed analysis of the experience, of the profile, of the activities undertaken, and of course this will be good for them, tourists, but also for tourist providers, companies, and even public services. And because of that, you can create more and more in the future what I call personalized environments or a surfing encounter. So if it is really the choice of the consumer, you can have, and this is a study done in Britain, 86% said that in 4 years from now, personalization will be critical. And you will have the tourists, customers with the ability of choosing the size of room, the type of bed, amenities, everything, and pay accordingly. This is already happening. And outside, in terms of service providers, you're going to have more and more sensors, personalized environments, which are actually what we call the technique of attentive environments. They can change according to what you want. We already have kind of billboards. I don't know if you've seen, again, Japanese technology, everything is Japanese technology. My God, Japanese technology, you're passing a billboard, and if you are all looking very long face, very sad, I can change near field communication, remote, I can change the billboards. Do you believe that these robots, these machines, artificial intelligence, they are actually applying this technique of pyroelectric. They have what they have developed, which is really this development, which is contact lenses. Contact lenses, again with built-in LED, light emitting, diode, which really can actually measure the radio frequency waves, facial recognition, etc. Lenses, contact lenses, incredible. Self-trigger, voice-based, fingertip technology, etc. This can be, again, example of fingertip. This is in Paris. You can have all sorts of wearable tech. I'll show you a little bit, if you don't mind, just very quickly, one of my projects on the EMO wearable tech. And in terms of marketing research, it's incredible. It's changing. You have more and more unstructured data. People do not reply to traditional marketing research. It's really, really doomed for really total lack of success. People are less keen to give you any information because it's more of the same. And also, why are you using my information? Normally to pester you more, not to provide anything useful. But there are a number of things. More and more, marketing research will be based on individual data. You can also have what we call IVAs, intelligent virtual agents, that scour the internet. They know what is your criteria, and they found information right for you. Incredible. IVAs, marketing research agents. You can have wearable motion sensors. These are low cost accelerometers that obviously you ask the people if they want to use, and you can have this belt. This belt gives me all the information where you are walking, you are sitting, you are eating. You can give feedback, real time, incredible. All this is based on MIT, not MIT Massachusetts, but mobile information technology. Sensors, again, okay? Again, public data, urban sensors. You can have spatial coordinates, movements. You can analyze everything from personal objects to the traces of the tourists, where he was, he or she, what he's doing, etc., through all this sensor technology. Context aware, again, all these are related to mobile information technology, which allows me to know where you are, and if you want to give feedback, you can do that. Tape on sensor kit, another technology to prove that automatically you can present information to the tourist and receive the feedback. What about emotions? We talked about, the future of tourism is emotion, very, very important. So very important to have this human sensing, and all the time trying to obtain the pulse without really pestering, without imposing, without encroaching their lives or whatever they do, because they will not accept anyway, but trying to understand the tourist not from the outside but from the inside. And this is very important in terms of expectations, experience, etc. Go well beyond satisfaction. Satisfaction, anyway, is a kind of hybrid halo effect, oversimplification in one's mind. We really want to do that. And how can we do that? Well, we can actually scan the face, for instance. You can find a number of emotions, surprise, fear, happiness. That's an example. And this is, come on, Lilith. This is really part of the Internet of Things, more so nowadays the Internet of Emotions. So in December, I'll be giving a keynote speech at an academic conference in Macau, and I'll be talking about the Internet of Emotions and all the technologies. So this is very important because it can be applied to shadowing tourism, tourist environments, etc., any contextual realm that you want. This is, just if you allow me just 2 minutes, is one of my projects called EmoWare. So wearable tech applied to detect human emotions. Very, very simple, can be applied to tourism, of course. We had a lot of pressure to apply this to health for a big grant application for Horizon 2020 European Union. This is based on wearable technology. It's based on fibertronics. One of my colleagues now in Dublin, Professor Robert Foster, is one of the world experts in terms of fibertronics. So you can actually measure emotions by the fiber that you are using in the garment in this case. So that's incredible. Electronics combines software, sensors, connectivity, and this can actually be used very much advanced electronic technologies. Just to give an idea, so this project that I created 2 years ago, and I'm working on this, it's got about 6 platforms, roughly starting with biodata, and this is biosignals, heart, pulse, GSR, galvanic skin response. So this gives me a lot. So your sympathetic brain system, which covers the degree of sweating, I can detect all these biodata, biosignals from this physiological data from this platform. Then, of course, mobile casting. We already saw some of the wireless motion sensors. So again, the platform of location casting has all these location-based detection, activity monitoring, feedback systems, etc., for data capture and for feedback real time. Then, of course, facial coding. I mean, you can see this in a number of media. In terms of hospitality and tourism, I don't know if Donald knows about that. Do you like donuts? Donuts. You like donuts? You don't like donuts. Do you like donuts? ¿Le gusta donuts? No. Nadie le gusta donuts? All Spanish. You do, okay. Okay, the number one brand in the world of donuts is? Is what? Dunkin' Donuts, okay. Last year, you don't know that, they actually had 5 stores in the States, in your country, where they tested facial coding. So people would go, you would go to a donut shop in America, and they will not impose that. Would you mind if I take a snapshot of your face? Why? Well, because I just want to see your mood. When you walk into your mood. And they take a snapshot, and of course, now, normally facial coding, you've got this triangle, eyes and nose. We've got about 43 muscles, which makes it that you are a bit of smiling, so you are sort of okay-ish. We can have these micro expressions. So this particular platform, facial coding, tells me really how people are feeling and the mood of the person. And of course, eye tracking, the gaze tracking, where people are looking, where they fixate their eyes. Okay, so you've got dilation. Oh my God, you like it. You've got saccades. All these eye tracking. Again, platform 4. Platform 5 is based on a lot of research I've done because I had a number of doctoral students from Taiwan working with me on utterance analysis, voice prints. So the way you speak, in this case was applied to a number of things, cars, Volvo, McDonald's. So if you use the umbrella slogan, McDonald's, umbrella slogan, what is umbrella slogan of McDonald's? I'm loving it, yes, I'm loving it. So the way you say that.
I'm loving it.
Okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And if you repeat immediately, again, I measure the mood and your emotions using voice prints. And of course, this is, remember, this is a jacket, a garment. And at the end, the platform number 6 is the hood of the garment. And for that we have EEG, encephalography, and now combined with the incredible technology that I saw when I was recently in South Korea, not Japan, called NIRSIT. It's based on infrared spectroscopy, forget about the technicalities, and diffuse optical tomography. So I put that in your hood, in that, and I can analyze your brains, okay, your emotions. Do you know anything about your brain? About your brain? How many voxels do you have in your brain, average person? How many voxels? I don't know. About 200,000, okay? How many neurons? About 100,000 million. But, okay, the issue is really, where are emotions located in the brain? Well, just to give you an idea, primary inducer of emotions in our brain, very deep in the center, is called the amygdala. Not in the mouth, but in the brain, amygdala. Very difficult to detect, but you can have readings. But the frontal medial cortex, this part, is really the second inducer of emotions. You've got the insulins, feelings, and emotions. This is all in the hood of the garment. So 6 platforms. Of course, you cannot impose, everybody can do it. Okay, I'm going to give you a jacket. Of course not. And our plan is within the next 2 or 3 years, the garment will be easy to wear, comfortable, almost invisible. But of course, if you want to wear that. So, future of tourism, we've got so many things. I'm just about to finish. You've got so many things. So the impact of biometrics, biomarketing, neuroscience, human-computer interface, the impact, all this calls for a new reconfiguration of the tourism product. Detailability, experience. What about brands? Brands promises? No. Brand, when you talk about liquid brands, brands that move ahead to capture all these trends and pave the way to prepare the market, etc. Brand anonymity, be a bit more humble, etc. Things are changing. And of course, I just give you 1 or 2 examples about communication. Communication, more and more. I remember that recently I was in a conference and the person that spoke before me, like Eduardo, he talked about, this was a coincidence, about global convergence in terms of technology. And I talked about fragvergence. The fragmentation of the global convergence. Because more and more nowadays and in the future, we have individual platforms. You might want to receive information on your smartphone, on your laptop, wearable tech, on your earrings, or your bracelet, I don't care. And people want their personalized messages. This is very important. So this issue about atomization, fragvergence, transmedia planning is changing, apart from as well pop-up retailing, and new business ecosystems, etc. This is an example. It's called liquid media. More and more to adapt messages because of liquidity, the fluidity of what people want and where they want to receive or to communicate with the brand, with the destination, etc. Me Media, different platforms. Coca-Cola, I must tell you, is one of the pioneers because they are doing a lot of research about transmedia planning. Of course, this is Japan. Now I have to, how many times I mentioned your country? My God. NEC, Gladvertising. Have you seen some of these Gladvertising things in Japan? Vending machines. No? In Kyoto? No? You go to a vending machine and they capture your face, your age, your gender, and they adapt the products of the vending machine to you. The same thing in advertising, Gladvertising. So to fill your mood, Gladvertising and NEC is one of the emotion recognition software. And you can adapt your campaigns, your adverts, your communication. So I'm going to finish more or less with capitalizing on what Eduardo said. The world is chaotic, it's changing all the time. Really, experimentation is the new planning. And I remember, and I heard Yolanda mentioning about 27 times, planning, plans, I'm teasing you, plans, plans. Well, more and more it's difficult to have a plan because things are changing so much. What you need is really to experiment. You need to have an evolving portfolio of strategic experiments. And the way things change, boom, you apply the experiment. In fact, more and more we are living a company. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, I could give you so many examples. Again, in Britain, 2 months ago, a survey about the top jobs in Britain. The first 4 did not exist 10 years ago. Did not exist. Things are changing all the time. So we're talking about the culture of hypothesis and experimentation. Final remarks to finish this. Come on, travel because life is short. The world is huge. Dream it, wish it, do it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Yes, well, let's hear it again from Professor Montigny. It's a great way to go to lunch because he has taken us from personalized environment, personalized service spectrums, personalized informatics, to frontierism, holographic laptops, and finally, AIM-aware. And by the time we are finished here today, all of us will be outfitted, right? Enjoy lunch. And we come back for the plenary session, and we will start with Professor. No? Yes, yes. Presentation of a number of, yes, affiliate members. That's the first real plenary. We have about 5.
We have 4, but we will announce it.
4? Yeah, we have 4 members who want to make presentation just as we come back from lunch. Then we go into Professor Eduardo Fayasola's presentation for the discussion and debate on the future of tourism. And we're going to ask Professor Moutinho to stay, Luis, to stay with us for that session on the future of tourism. No, after lunch, so we can benefit from your minds again. All right? Thank you very much. Okay. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 minutes. Would everybody please try and let's get in together so we can start pronto at 2:30. Have a long evening, exciting evening too. And then we have a beautiful event in the night that I'm sure everybody wants to make. Wow. Welcome to the post-lunch session. We are going to commence with a number of presentations from affiliates. And the first will be Hosteling International. Five?
8 minutes?
8 minutes. Just by way of the rules of the game, 8 minutes presentation, and you keep your eyes to the right and take your cue.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Isabel, and I'm here from the International Youth Hostel Federation, which is also known as Hosteling International. Just wait for that. So I'm here to obviously talk to you a little bit about the International Youth Hostel Federation, and to talk about our goals and our purposes, and to share some details of a very recent project that we've undertaken. So the International Youth Hostel Federation, it works together with its member associations to promote greater understanding of people, places and cultures. And we do this through peace education, environmental awareness and global friendship. So we're a non-profit organisation that has over 60 youth hostel association members around the world, and we are also one of the world's largest global youth membership organisations. Our hostels offer safe, affordable accommodation for young people, their own domestic membership alongside international membership. And customers who are members of Hosteling International have access to safe, affordable hostels around the world. They also benefit from a 10% discount on the cost of savings on their accommodation, and they have access to numerous local and national discounts. So, as a global community, we want to make sure that we do the most that we can to take care of and improve our planet. And this means everything from supporting local communities and saving precious resources to opening minds and really fostering an ethos of volunteerism. We have guests around the world, and our global reach means that we can really make a significant impact. Today, over 1 million guests and numerous local communities benefit from our sustainability initiatives. And Hosteling International is really committed to achieving a worldwide network of sustainable organisations and hostels. We recognise that sustainability involves measurable objectives across criteria such as social, economic and ecological areas. Our mission, defined in 1932, is one of the earliest examples of sustainable tourism. We encourage a greater knowledge and care of the countryside and an appreciation of social and cultural values. And it's this focus on our values and our mission that we have today, and it's important today as it was when it was first created. So I wanted to share a video with you today around a recent project that we've undertaken called Sleep for Peace. And this has been used to engage young people around the theme of peace, and has been run in line with the UN International Day of Peace that's globally recognised every year on the 21st of September. It promotes the education of all young people of all nations, enabling them to better understand each other and the world. And through understanding, we have a better chance for peace, and we really promote this every day through our hostels and our programmes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hostelling International. And now we hear from Chemonix. Yeah, no. But if you hold another sec, it might.
Should I go? Oh, okay, very good. Thank you. Great to be with you. My name is Ibrahim Osta. I'm with Chemonix International. And we're going to talk about our company, but instead we thought we'd give you a case study. Nevertheless, we'll talk about the company as a beginning. We're a development organization, a consulting firm based in Washington, D.C. We work in over 80 countries. And most of our programming is development assistance primarily through USAID. We work in a variety of sectors. Tourism happens to be one of them. But today I'll speak to you about our work in Jordan. We work in a number of countries. You can see slides here from the Caribbean, Jordan, Egypt, Morocco, and elsewhere. Specifically in Jordan, we're dealing with a situation right now of changed markets and marketing challenges. Specifically, we have the regional conflict that is impacting tourism development. So we've been working in Jordan for the last 10 years, and up to 2010, we had steady growth. Steady growth in tourism, then the Arab Spring hit, and that's at the beginning of 2011. And since then, we saw a dwindling of visitor arrivals. So Jordan was sold as a cultural tourism destination, packaged with Syria and Egypt for the most part. We had the arrivals coming specifically to Jordan as a standalone destination, but primarily it was sold as part of the two destinations. 90% of cultural tourism to Egypt has been wiped out. All of Syria, of course, has been wiped out. So that impacted Jordan's arrivals significantly. Yemen and Libya were sending medical tourists to the medical sector, and that's gone as well because they were funded by the government. As an example, 11% of arrivals are gone, almost 20% of receipts. Package tours, 73% down, and the bellwether for us, the Petra visitors, down by 2/3. 10 hotels have already shut down in just the Petra area. So we started seeing signs of recovery in the beginning of 2015. Then you may have noticed that there was ISIS captured the Jordanian pilot, burnt him alive, and the king went on TV saying, "We're in open war against terror." And that's exactly what the news media carried. Jordan is at war. And that was our second dip. So tourist arrivals dropped again. And so we ended up with a serious image situation. And while Jordanians believe we have a safe destination, what does the world think? And that's really what's driving our development agenda right now. How do we handle the image problem and develop tourism and its resilience? So we have a number of initiatives. First, working with the Jordanian government on the brand. We're assessing the Jordanian brand right now and working with them on developing a refreshed brand and the market positioning. And we're looking at, we're supporting with surge communication support. So working with the tourist board right now, providing them with extra capacities to deal with these situations. And working on e-marketing initiatives and digital support. As we speak, we have a new global marketing strategy. We're working with the tourist board in addition to the brand work. But at the same time, we also have an intensive effort on digital marketing strategies, tactics, and we have a whole team that is working with them to kind of try to shift the way Jordan goes to market from the traditional approaches of market representations and conference and exhibits and otherwise. So among other things, we're trying to capture targets of opportunities. We had the film, Matt Damon filmed the movie The Martian in the desert of Wadi Rum in Jordan. So we created a video to tag along that. So if you when or people were researching the Martian movie, for example, or Matt Damon, the video pops up, and we had great results as a result of that. Partnership with Columbia Sportswear, we sponsored their arrival to Jordan. They created a video that was showcased in 126 retail shops, and they unveiled a new clothing line. So we're trying to shift focus on how the destination is viewed and make it a hip destination for adventure travelers. And we have a campaign coming up soon with National Geographic. So that will be, we just signed about a couple of weeks ago. Even trying to create the perception of normalcy. This is his Facebook post from yesterday. Yesterday means really yesterday. And he's talking about Jordan. We sponsored the media campaign. We helped bring him to Jordan last week. And now he's talking about the destination. Oh, he has millions and millions of followers. So it's a great way to show that Jordan is an ordinary place. It's a safe place. It's a stable place. Now, on the trade side, make Jordan as a regional hub for the MICE market. Looking at also building resilience in the tourism sector. It's not all about blaming the regional situation on the troubles of tourism. What else could we do? And His Excellency spoke about disruption in the market, disruptive changes. And so we're looking at also what kind of disruptive changes in the market that we can capitalize on, use them as opportunities. We're looking at creating now distinctive destinations in Jordan, working with communities, and we created a competition between different cities. That's a partnership between the municipality, the county, the local government, the trade, the tourist board, and presenting themselves in a distinctive way to come and develop their handcrafts, their foods, and otherwise. And actually, we copied the Mexican model. They have an initiative called Magic Town, so this is quite interesting. And a variety of other experiences. But we're also looking at the competitiveness of the tourism cluster. How do you bring costs down? How do you enhance sustainability? Using more solar, for example, that would bring costs down and increase sustainability, but also the cost structure from potentially taxation or administrative reforms and that sort of thing. And finally, one of the big initiatives we have, and this is an innovation for us at least, and I would say even in the Middle East region, access to finance. We have designed a specialized tourism loan that's available only for tourism enterprises, and it talks to their needs. For example, one of the challenges is cyclicality. When cash flow goes down, the banks are willing to take a smaller repayment during those months. They will lend you more on working capital, for example. These aren't available normally in normal times, and we're training loan officers to more positively evaluate loan applications from the tourism industry and training the businesses on how to access finance. Education and training, a great deal of work is being done to